Yo, what up? It's your boy Cody Brown here, and today we're going to show you through the Stunt Culture Crib. If this is the first time you guys have watched our videos, my name is Cody. Behind the camera is Jackson Corquette.
What's up, guys?
We also have 3 other staff members here. Shannon Henderson, we've got Broden Hungerford and Christine Wolford. They can't be here today, but the whole reason we're filming this video today is because we're actually moving locations, and we've always wanted to do a gym tour, but we haven't done one yet. Even though this space is really, really small, a lot of people have asked us to go over the space and like how we set it up. So that's what we're gonna do today. So the first station that we're gonna show you is our bars. The reason that we put these bars in is because we run calisthenics classes, and which is, if you're not sure what that is, it's mostly just like body weight workouts. We focus on a few other elements as well that help athletes achieve the skills. So the reason that we run calisthenics classes is because we have found in the last sort of 10 years of training like athletes for stunting and tumbling is that one of the main things that they don't have is the required strength to achieve the skills they're working for. They understand the technique and they can pick up the technique, but they don't have that power and the strength and the body awareness. So calisthenics really helps with that. So we put in the bars, we have the bands and we have the ropes so that we can have those calisthenics classes, which we usually run at like 45 minutes a piece, which we have found has helped our athletes. So the next station that we also use for calisthenics is over here, our weights. We don't have a lot of weights because most of our exercises are body weight workouts, but we do have enough. We have kettlebells, dumbbells, wall balls, weight vests, which obviously we can still create really good workouts from all of that stuff. And also the cubby holes so that the athletes have somewhere to put their stuff. This is a really small space, so like all of our stuff we've had to put on the walls because we focus so much on tumbling and stunting. We need the whole area to be completely open. So we could only have so much equipment in this space. And to even use the equipment, you'll notice, like I showed you before, these bars, they're actually up quite high. They used to be higher because there wasn't a floor here, so it was quite hard to get up to. Now with the sprung floor underneath, it's a lot easier, and we have the mats so people can jump up as well. But everything has to be on the walls and up high enough that when people are tumbling, they don't hit any of the equipment. So same with the cubby holes, they kind of work in with the weight section, all up against the wall, so it's all out of the way. So with the limited space, it was hard to create a workstation that we were going to be productive at. So we had to create something pretty small. It's been super effective what we've got here, and we've got the branding on the front desk as well, so when people walk in, straight away they see that. We've had huge focus on the branding, and you'll notice, like obviously we really like using black. We just like the way that it feels, and it works with the warehouse. We haven't had to do much with the walls because the black just works really good with that concrete look. So we've stuck to a really simple theme, but what we've got here is we also have the TV and the iPad. We'll use both of these occasionally for the workouts, but we'll also use the iPad for the music and then signing our members up. All right, so for this next section, I have a little bit of a random fact for you. The next section I'm about to show you is probably the one place that we've had the most compliments on, which I don't understand because there's nothing fancy about it, but it's just really funny, so I thought you guys would find it funny. And it's the bathroom. There's like just a big open space. There's nothing fancy about it. But this is where we do our real business when we come in here. Literally, I have nothing to say about this place. We put up some nice greenery just to give it a little bit of life in here. We make sure that we have the nice scents, so we keep it fresh at all times. But that's about it. Not sure why we get so many compliments. I think just extra space. But anyway, we'll move on. All right, so one way that we try and get our athletes to be accountable to the skills that they've said they're gonna get is we created a goals wall. Now, we actually have to redo this goals wall because we ran out of room, so we're in the process of moving it to a different spot, and we need all our athletes, it's time for them to create new goals. But basically what we do is we'll ask them for 3 goals that they wanna set or achieve in 3 months. It can be a tumbling goal, a stunting goal, or a calisthenics goal, or it can be like 3 stunting, 3 tumbling, 3 calisthenics, something like that. We also record all of our ninja course times on this wall as well, so everyone can kind of see where they're sitting for each course that we do. For this next station, there's not a whole lot going on, but it's quite an important station. So obviously this wall is our branding, Christine spent a lot of time putting this up and she did an incredible job. It's actually just done out of charcoal. A lot of people ask us if it's paint, but it's just charcoal so that we can take it down. We used to have a rope up the top there, but we didn't like that it was hanging down in front of the sign, so we removed it. Yeah. And we put up another station, but that's the next station. But what we did do is we've got our battle rope here, which is also for the calisthenics class. And then one of the most random things that you've probably seen, but not sure why we have it, is the grass at the end. So the grass isn't just there for looks. Like, yes, we have used little bits of greenery just to add a little bit of color in here. But the reason that we have that is so that when our athletes are tumbling, it helps give them something to spot when they're in the air, so they have more awareness. Because a lot of athletes have the habit of like throwing their head back a lot, and this is a lot easier to see than just the edge of the floor or just the wall. The greenery just stands out that little bit more. So that wall, even though it's kind of bland, it's super important. But let's move on to the next station. So one of our last stations is the air track station. It's not just the air track station, you'll also see we have all the rings and the ropes up the top. It used to be on the other side and then we moved it across so that we could have more and so that we could use it for both the ninja and the calisthenics. So that stuff we'll pull down for the ninja and calisthenics and then we hook it back up for when we tumble so that the athletes can use the air track. The air track has been super useful for athletes being able to achieve more skills and learn how to like use the bounce of the air track.
Go check them out.
Yeah, if you want to have a look, if you want to use one of these, airtrack.com.au. We're even thinking about getting a longer one at some point just because we use it so often. And then obviously just that little bit safer for the kids when they're first learning as well. Even though this whole floor is sprung, the air track, same sort of thing. The reason I like the air track is because like when you go from like the trampoline to the sprung floor, the trampoline basically flicks your feet over for you. You don't even have to do that much and it will just send you over. Whereas the air track, you still have to give it that punch to have the power come from it.
Better transition.
And you can deflate it or inflate it so that you can change it depending on what level you're at anyway. So that's what that station is used for. But let's move on to the last station. All right, so one of our last stations is actually the most important station that we have here, and that's the basketball hoop. Why is it most important? Because it's just a lot of fun. Even though I'm really bad at basketball, I love playing basketball, so we use this to warm up, we use it to cool down, and we use it for a bunch of our calisthenics classes, ninja classes, pretty much everything. We use this a lot. So, and maybe one day I will be good enough that I can get into the NBA. But
He's not kidding.
Wait. Did that go in?
No.
Second attempt.
I'm putting both of those in.
All right, we'll leave it there. And then we also have our store bars. Super useful for helping teach kids the correct shapes, help build their core strength, just fitness in general. Like we use this for a bunch of different stuff, not just for hanging skipping ropes. Occasionally we do hang skipping ropes from it as well. So it comes in handy for that. But no, we use the store bars every day. So that's all I have to say about them.
Should get a set if you want some new equipment.
I think it's definitely worth getting store bars.
It's very, very
in
handy
your location.
for storage and for exercises.
Okay, let's move on to the last station.
It's not even a station.
Okay, let's move on to the last area. All right, for the last area, after the athletes have done their hard workout, using our fabulous whiteboard with a little more greenery to add that color, then we head out for a post-workout chill sesh. Some of our athletes like to use the fancy shower that we had installed when they get a little bit hot. Just make sure that you don't drink this water because it's not too good for you. Okay, after you've hosed yourself down and you're feeling a little more fresh, you can come over here to relax on our lovely bench next to Christine's cacti.
Which she
enjoy
loves
the scenery
and adores them.
And we also have fabulous sunsets in this distance. Obviously you can't see right now because it's quite smoky today. But
and it's not the sunset.
no, you're gonna edit one in, I thought.
No.
All right, so as you've obviously, oh my goodness, I cannot talk today. Okay.
Oh my goodness, your face.
Oh my goodness. Okay, ready? So as you've obviously seen, it's not a big space that we've had to work with, but it has worked really well for us. and we feel like we set it up the best way possible for what we needed for the time being. We've only been here just over a year, and now we're moving to a bigger space. It's going to be almost twice the size, so we should be able to do a little bit more with it. We're planning on getting more Ninja equipment, bigger floor, eventually want a bigger air track and probably even a tumble track as well in the near future. But for the last year and a bit, this has been our space for stunt culture. It's served us really well, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed the videos that we've created here. Can't wait to see you guys in future videos.